Hey, Dr. Wilson. You explained in class that an older brother's responsibility for taking blame for the younger brother's mishaps and wrongdoings is his responsibility as an older brother. Can you relate that to hierarchy?
Absolutely. Confucius believed that harmony in society depended on hierarchy. Now that's a statement you can find in nearly every book that talks about Chinese culture or about Confucianism. But what they leave out is the issue of reciprocity. I would almost rather they began a discussion by saying everything in China is reciprocal. So we have emperor-subject, we have husband-wife, we have older brother, younger brother, we have neighbor-neighbor, and so on. We have these hierarchies. Why, particularly in the Western mind, would any of these hierarchies be sensible? I mean, in the United States, we rest on a Declaration of Independence that talks about all men are created equal, and men and women are created equal. Why would we find this acceptable? Why indeed do the Chinese find it even remotely successful? You know, why would they even think it was a good idea to start up with hierarchy? But here's why. When Confucius talks about hierarchies, he's trying to arrange society in a peaceful way. He believes that hierarchies are inevitable. And in a sense, he's right, because although we talk about people being equal, we understand that there is a very small number of people, maybe 1% at the top, who have all the wealth. And we have people who play basketball better than anybody else, and they are stars, you know. So there's hierarchies exist, even in the country that says it has equality. Confucius just said, well, we're just going to speak out and tell you the truth. There are hierarchies. But we're going to insist on reciprocity. So if you get to be the prestige of being the emperor, or the prestige of being the husband, or the prestige of being the father, or the prestige of being the older brother, you're responsible for it. So the emperor is responsible for making sure that people don't starve to death. If there's a flood or if there's a drought, by God, he better have the granaries full to feed everybody. Otherwise, he might lose the mandate of heaven, and he and his whole dynasty might be thrown out. If the father doesn't take care of his wife and brutalizes her in a bad way, she might commit suicide, which will cause tremendous negative reactions among his neighbors. It will prove he wasn't reciprocal. And even to this case of younger brothers and older brothers, I saw an example in my own life of a student of mine who was an older brother. His younger brother was involved in demonstrations that became known as Tiananmen. His brother got arrested, but the older brother looked enough like him, so he was able to go to the police and plead guilty and take the responsibility. Why would he do that? We wouldn't do that. Our society is based on individual guilt. You're individually responsible. No other brothers, no mother or father are actually in the end responsible for the actions you take. And that's not a bad idea. I'm not attacking that idea. But I'm trying to explain how another idea works. For this older brother who spent 444 days in a Chinese prison for a crime he did not commit, his view was he was the older brother. He had the prestige. He was responsible. He should have stopped his younger brother from going to those demonstrations because he did not carry out his responsibility to keep the younger brother from doing it. He was going to pay the price for it. Now, he didn't have to do that, probably even in China, but he was taking a Chinese ideal and pushing it to its greatest extent. That's what I would most say about hierarchy. What makes it plausible? What makes hierarchies plausible is the joint responsibility, the reciprocity that's necessary. I would argue, too, with regard to men and women, that many Chinese women prefer the system of hierarchy to the system of equality. Try, as a Westerner, going to China and explaining feminism. You're not going to get an immediately favorable reaction from many women because they'll say, why would you want to give up being cared for? Now, that's not a Western view. Again, that's a Chinese view. And it may be changing in some respects. But the essential concept is that reciprocity is very valuable. And people can learn to accept the system. In case of women, too, there is this. If a woman has a son, as that son grows older, her power goes up within the family because she bore a son. Her maternal connection to her son probably means that later in life she will have the benefit of his help when she's very elderly, but she'll also have the benefit of his reciprocity. He will owe her for his good childhood. Hopefully he had one.
So that relates back to hierarchy. The son will, for example, he'll be successful and he'll have to take care of his mother because it's his duty and responsibility because his mother bore her.
Yeah,
bore
right.
him.
But if there are multiple sons and he is the most responsible, he's also going to get a larger share of the family goods on the father's staff. He'll get prestige, he may even get more money, but then he'll have to turn around to be responsible. And there are plenty of older brothers who say, oh gosh, look at what I have to do. But it's all a part of a package that is meant to be harmonious. And remember, the whole thing is based on a primal fear of Luon. We're not going to have Luon, so we're going to have harmony, and we have to do many things in order to achieve that.
Gotcha.